Hi everyone, this is Mike again. Welcome to this little series about our video about Superior Drummer and its expansions. The reason for this video is because I had a discussion the other day on Facebook where some people asked me what expansion pack I would suggest for expanding the core library that comes with Superior Drummer. And people getting asked me, and I always get questions also on my YouTube channel, which expansion pack people should buy, and the questions always sound like, hey Mike, what about getting a good R&B sound or country sound? What fits best for metal or rock? But I think that this is not the approach and that it leads to wrong judgments, because the approach of Toontrack, or the idea behind every expansion, is not really the genre that they title it, because this is kind of some marketing thing, of course. They call it metal and rock and independent and stuff, progressive. But this is not really the point. The point of every expansion is, and I highly recommend going to Toontrack websites, they offer to every expansion pack quite a lot of info material. You get making of videos and you get audio examples of all the expansion packs. And I highly recommend that you should trust your ears and not buy an expansion just because it's labeled metal or rock or independent. Because when I go back to the core library, a drum set is a drum set is a drum set, and it's just a decent drum set recorded in a high quality studio. And you won't go to a music store and ask the product manager, give me a rock kit or give me a metal kit or give me a jazz kit. Drums, when they sound good and when they're tuned quite well, they will quite work in every genre. So this is not the point. Don't be misled by the names of those expansion packs, and I will show you why. This is the Avatar Studio. This is the core library that comes with Superior Drummer. You probably know those samples. They are quite common. You hear them a lot on modern productions. But to show you how versatile it is, I will load up a kind of a preset that I bought from Superior Drummer. This is called the Big Rock. How versatile already the core library is. Let's play back the same loop with the Big Rock preset. So quite impressive. This is because of the room the drums were recorded in, and this is quite of a unique selling point, so to say, from Toontrack products. The studios the drums were recorded in, and I will show you just the difference when I go, for example, to the Progressive Foundry. This is one of the latest and really cool library. The Progressive Foundry were recorded in a high quality studio in Melbourne, Australia. This is the DW Collector's Kit, and I will play back the same groove and listen how different it sounds. So you hear right off the box that these drums are recorded in a common studio with no big room sound. And when you go to the mixer channels, as you see here quite a lot, even if I just solo the ambience microphones, you hear the room is not actually that big. And even if I load up the ambience far samples, so when I go back now to the Avatar Studios, the core library, and I will just solo the ambience far in this room, you will hear the difference. So I will load these samples from the ambience far. So let's have a listen. So what a huge difference, and I think you get the point. It's not about the quality of the drum set. Of course, there are differences. For example, this custom and vintage library that I use a lot because I love those sounds when you now play back the same groove. You hear the drums are kind of muffled and quite dry. Um, but this is really what you should be aware of when you think of a expansion pack. Don't let yourself be fooled by the names, or if you just want to play some metal, that you immediately grab the Metal Foundry. And I will show you another example. I will load up the Roots library, a great sounding expansion pack, but no people actually ever asked me about the Roots, because it's like the jazz library, and no one wants to play jazz on their drums. So I have a loop here within my DAW. This is a MIDI groove that comes with the Roots library. It's a jazz-based swing library, and I will play this back when I load now the Roots library, and I will load up for this example a preset that comes along. I will it was the close, yeah. So you have a really quiet sound. So Roots is the so-called jazz library, and listen how it sounds. So very jazzy, big bang swing style. But watch now when I load the opposite of the Roots, actually, the legendary Metal Foundry. So I will pick the default preset, which is the Sonor kit, and I will just bring down the faders, so you just have the overheads to get a dry sound. So let's have a listen to the same groove that we just heard with the Metal Foundry. So if you now close your eyes and play this back to a drummer, they will probably not recognize that this one was played on the so-called Metal Foundry Sonor kit, and the other one was played on the so-called jazz kit. So what I want to show you is, don't, as I said before, don't rely on the names of those expansion packs. Just be aware what you need when you already have the core library. My suggestion would be check the products on the Toontrack website, check the amount of instruments that come along. You see here the custom vintage comes with a huge variety of snare drums, while other expansion packs, for example the Music City, just contains 3 or 4 snare drums. So just be aware what you need. With the core library of Avatar, you already have quite a variety of sounds you can get. So just don't buy an expansion pack just because it's called metal, or just because it's called independent. It really comes down to your mixing skills, actually, and do you need a good sounding room? When I go back to the Progressive Foundry again, what I showed you here is, though they contain really good sounding drum kits, and tons and tons of mixer channels that you can work on. If you need big open 80s sounding rock, the Progressive Foundry won't work for you unless you are able to work with some reverb plugins or delay plugins, so you can really go into the mixing, because the Progressive Foundry has always this tight sound right off the box, so you really have to work on this, and probably when you think of getting a big rock sound, maybe some other of those expansions work better for you. The SDX, the expansion packs for Superior Drummer are sometimes quite a good addition to the packs, because they are always kind of pre-processed, and they really fit the sounds better when they are called rock or metal, because they are pre-processed and they are sometimes more punchy or more dry. But the SDX, the expansion packs for Superior Drummer, are all about the studios they were recorded in. So what I would suggest, go to Toontrack's website, click on the expansion pack. They always provide making of videos. They always provide audio examples where you can hear the drum set in the context of music, which is quite important. You really see the instrument list, the space you need on your computer, quite important sometimes. So don't buy with your eyes instead of and listen with your eyes, because this will lead to wrong decisions. Lastly, I want to show you a example that I will load up now. I will close this project now. An example where I won't tell you which expansion pack I did. This is a song that I covered some month ago on my YouTube channel. So let's have a listen. This is already mixed. I mixed this one yesterday. So take a listen, and I won't tell you which expansion pack I used for this one. Jump to So that was me playing a classic Metallica tune. So you hear those drums, they are punchy, they fit to the song exactly. I just mixed them yesterday. And when you listen to those drums, you probably expect that those samples were produced from guys like this. But now let's meet the guys who worked on those samples.
We recorded these drums at Sound Kitchen Studios. It's an incredible room, a lot of wood, it's large and live.
The thing that amazes me most is the way it sounds. It's real. It sounds like a real drummer playing it, because a real drummer did. It's just so versatile.
It's unbelievable.
Quite impressive, isn't it? So here's the mix. If you don't believe that I just used the country-based or pop-based Music City, this is the mix that I did yesterday. You see here the individual tracks, and I will play back the loop for you. And listen how the sound changes when I just deactivate all the mixing plugins that I used for this track. And as a last proof that I really used this one, this is the Music City you see here. I activated all the room plugins, and the drum set is not that big, you know, like 15-piece Tama Star Classic metal rock kit. It's just a fusion sizes, 10, 12, and 14 floor tom with just 2 or 3 cymbals, and this is how it sounds right off the box. So back to the mix. What you hear now is just the samples that you just heard before when loaded up Superior Drummer. I think you get the point. When you think of an expansion pack, go to Toontrack website, check out those examples, watch about the amount of instruments that come along, and really think of what you need, what you really want to do, what kind of music you want to approach. Do you need a big room sounds? Do you need punchy stuff? Do you need some dry samples? And don't let yourself be fooled by those names. Listen back to the samples, close your eyes, listen exactly to the samples. As I said, they always provide to each and every expansion packs, they provide not only making of videos, but in most cases they provide the raw samples so that you can hear, like here, you can listen to those samples back and forth. But really listen carefully to the sounds, watch the instrument list, watch the gear they used for the recording, and you really get an idea what those samples can be used for. But just as I showed you, you can use the Metal Foundry expansion pack for a jazz library, and the Roots so-called jazz expansion pack for some rock stuff also. So I hope this video helped you out. If you have further questions about those expansions and the Superior Drummer in general, please leave a comment below. That's for me today. Have a nice weekend. Bye bye.